I still buy stocks. They only go up, right? I
I
mean,
know, record
listen,
highs every day.
listen, I don't agree with the system, but like it's the way that people have acquired generational wealth for over 100 years. And I'm not going to buck it necessarily either. I don't aggressively buy in the same way that I used to, because I used to only basically trade stocks and Forex. But I think that it's unfortunate that stocks are artificially inflated, but still, I view a lot of tech as not similar to Bitcoin as a store of value in that manner, but like these platforms are the future of everything, right? I own Amazon, I own Apple, I own Google, I own Facebook, I own ARK ETFs. That's the sort of things that I'm still buying. I sort of see them as corollaries to Bitcoin, anyways. Um, but yeah, so I still continue. I'm just not as passionate about it as I once was. I think it's kind of, I mean, it's fixed. It's fixed, right? It's so funny. People call Bitcoin manipulated. The stock market is
Hmm.
manipulated. It's a fake floor provided by the Fed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm curious about that because I love macroeconomics, and it seems like we're between a rock and a hard place. We're either printing more money and causing inflation or hyperinflation, or we finally taper, which is probably the right thing to do, and everything crashes. But if everything crashes, that includes Bitcoin. So, I mean, kind of out of curiosity, do you think at some point we do need to have a major correction since everything is so frothy and bubbly and overinflated at this point with the money printer that will send Bitcoin down, and that would be an opportunity, I guess, to buy again. But I mean, how do you look at it in terms of the macro picture?
I don't view Bitcoin as correlated with other assets. And if you zoom out to the entire history of Bitcoin, it's one of the most beautifully uncorrelated, idiosyncratic uh, assets of all time. So yes, you have these moments like March 2020 where everything crashes. Of course, everybody goes risk off. Bitcoin, you forget, is very liquid. In March of 2020, you couldn't sell a bond, literally. Like, so if you had Bitcoin in a bond and you needed to raise capital, you had to sell your Bitcoin. So Bitcoin actually crashed basically 2 weeks before the stock market and bottomed, right? And bounced very hard. So that was a temporary moment, but we saw Bitcoin went back from 4,000 to 65,000, right? So it outpaced the stock market by many, many multiples. I don't see it as correlated. And I don't think that that crash this time would have that deleterious effect on Bitcoin. It would be temporary. It would definitely drop at first, but I think it would rise much faster once again.